Sup y'all, this is Bad Move and welcome to Exposé. This is the channel where I expose and condemn sexual content and behavior on the internet and call out certain websites for their hypocrisies in terms of their content policies. Now this is basically a follow-up on my previous video on PixAI. I did say I was going to talk about the investigation that I did on Grok, but I had a development in regards to investigating Shingu, the pedo guy that I exposed in the previous video. So basically, right, this mother trucker has basically carried on making some jacked up content involving minors still. And obviously I got a lot of screenshots here. And trust me, if you see how much of this crap I catalogued, I swear to you, this mother trucker is being so nonchalant about this. I guarantee you it is so disgraceful, I cannot even tell you. I have found a few examples here. And honestly, if you literally saw what I saw on this page, trust me, you would think twice about supporting this mother trucker. Clearly, PixAI obviously has this knack, just like every other site, of basically protecting predators. And they're basically protecting rule breakers. And that's not really anything new, because this happens all the time, even on YouTube and DeviantArt, and even on Yodio and Moescape. So basically, this is just basically updates of basically what I found. And boy, oh freaking boy, again, if you basically see what I'm seeing here. So as a recap, for those who don't know, Shingu basically specializes mostly in fetish content revolving around machalania and axillism, and a variety of these images that he's done involve minors. He does have this obsession mostly with like middle school girls, elementary school girls, high school girls, and even second graders, and even 14-year-old girls too. Now, of course, we got stuff like a slender middle school girl, and you know what, this is basically a literal middle school girl. Now, as we remind everyone on the screen what age is middle school, all right, so she's in lingerie, and then there's this tickle robot. So obviously the intention here was having this robot tickling her arm. So this is basically a mixture of machalania and axillism in a whole, and that's just really just messed up. You can basically pause and read the prompts for yourself, but basically seeing these images and seeing these descriptions, seeing these prompts, you can basically see the intent. And this mother trucker still wants to basically keep up this guise of like there's no eroticism or exaggeration intended, when clearly it is. There is. Okay, he cannot deny this. He cannot deny this. Now let's look at this one, right? This is another one of a slender middle school girl. Now check this out. A slender middle school girl with black hair in a ponytail and blunt bangs, her skin deeply tanned, kneels on all fours with her right arm stretched upward. She wears a lacy light blue bra and matching panties. Her tall, 176 centimeters, and slim, 63 kilograms, frame captured from a low angle shot emphasizing her back view. A robotic arm from a large spherical machine tickles her right armpit, causing her to squirm slightly while maintaining a composed expression. The setting is indoors with soft lighting highlighting the contrast between her dark hair and tan skin against the delicate blue lingerie. Now, obviously, I did say last time that he likes to basically have all these false-ass narratives, basically trying to look all normal, when clearly he's basically lacing his fetishes and his pedophilia in between. So this next image is really going to be really fricked up. And I swear to you, look with caution. We got a 17-year-old girl, right? So she's attired in some denim shorts with a G-string showing and a crop top. And she's basically sitting on a chair. She's outdoors, and some fat ass pig is licking her armpit. I'm sorry, let's not forget the fact that this girl is 17 years old, and this is a fetishistic image, okay? This is an axilist image involving a minor getting her armpit licked by a pig. You cannot make this crap up. And honestly, I don't know how this mother trucker got away with 17, given that 17 years old is underage. I don't understand these people entirely, like how they think that they can do stupid crap like this, jacked up crap like this, and think they can get away with it. No. Okay? This should not be happening, PixAI. It should not be happening. And yet they still allow this crap to happen. Check this out. A 17-year-old girl with blonde hair tied in a very short ponytail sits on a wooden chair. Her back turned towards the viewer. She wears a black logo print tank top and a high leg micro denim shorts. Her slim and tall frame, 179 centimeters and 65 kilograms, slightly arched as she leans against a fence. Her right arm is stretched upwards as if bound. Her legs are spread in an M shape. The warm February sun casts a soft glow over the rural farm setting, with blue skies and a gentle breeze rustling the grass. A small plump pig licks her right underarm playfully, adding an unexpected touch of whimsy to the scene. Her deeply tanned skin glistens slightly in the subtropical Okinawan climate. This nigga is trying to disguise this as something comedic, but we all know what he's doing, because if they've done this content in the exact same format with every other character, whether they're an adult or a minor, then it's clearly obvious that whatever false innocent narrative that he's trying to put here is complete bullcrap, and we can obviously see that the fetishes are being laced in. And it's the same thing with this image too. A slender 6th grade girl. Now anyone knows 6th grade, or year 6 if you're from the UK like me, is aged 10 and 11, which still means that she's still underage. Don't bullcrap me and say that 6th grade is apparently some sort of version of 6th grade where she's college age and she's 18 plus. That's bullcrap, okay? We all know that that's not how grades work, okay? That is not how grades work. And now we get to him, basically he's sexualizing the minors as well. Now, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people will say, I mean, we'll see something like this, obviously in like a girl in her underwear and say, well, what's the problem with that? That's just teenagers in general. But like I said, it's about the context. Context matters. Obviously, I'm not supposed to be putting my own opinions in this. But me, technically speaking, I would never depict any female like this. I would never do that. Ever. Exactly. Now, of course, he's done this a lot. He's been doing this a lot lately. Middle school girls, 6th grade girls, 17-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls. Speaking of 14, okay, speaking of middle school and 14, now look at this. This is just disgusting. Like, what in the Sam Hill is this person thinking? Like, this is a tall, slender middle school girl. What middle school girl, okay, looks like why would you do something like this? In what universe is it warranted to sexualize a middle schooler, let alone a middle school girl? So she's in this basically some ultra revealing lingerie, and she's got big tits with her nipples poking out. Like why would you do this to a middle school girl? But if you look in the prompt, like read the first line, and this is basically where they admit the age. A tall, slender middle school girl, 14 years old. 14 years old. That's underage. Okay, let's educate these pedos, right? 14 is a minor, okay? If they are under the age of 18, they are a minor. It doesn't matter whether it's a real life person or a fictional character. It doesn't matter if they have a name or not. A minor is a minor, okay? And this is fricked up and wrong. Okay, this is absolutely wrong. In what universe would a 14-year-old girl ever look like this? Would ever have big tits, literally the same size as her freaking face? In what universe? I mean, like, the more I basically sift through this evidence that I have, I swear, the more whizzed off I'm really getting. Because this is just, I mean, look at this, read this out. A tall, slender middle school girl, 14 years old, 172 centimeters tall, 57 kilograms, with tan skin and blonde hair, sits at a study desk in her bedroom. She wears a blue leopard print training bra and matching panties, with her developing chest visible. The left-handed girl holds a pen in her left hand, writing in a notebook with focused concentration. Her right arm stretches straight upwards as slimy tentacles wrap around her armpit, sucking and tickling the moist skin. Visible body heat rises from her right underarm, and she giggles with a flushed, ticklish expression. The camera angle shows a close-up side view of her upper body, emphasizing her toned abdomen and the contrast between her studious activity and the lewd underarm stimulation. Sunlight streams through the window, casting warm highlights on her golden skin. The room contains typical study items, textbooks, stationery, and a school bag. The art style is highly detailed anime with particular attention to skin textures, fabric wrinkles, and liquid effects. This is just basically sickening. Okay, this is absolutely sickening, and it would be more sickening if she was younger than 14. I swear to you, she may be a teenager, but that still doesn't change the fact that she is under the age of 18. This mother trucker has admitted that this character is 14 years old, and these niggas are going to pretend like it's normal. And the worst part is that it has 4 likes. 4 likes. Who's liking this crap? Are you taking the whiz? Like, who is liking this crap? Honestly. And honestly, it just gets worse along, right? And honestly, he hasn't even stopped at tickle machines and tickle robots. It's got to the point of tentacles. Like what I just discussed there. Tentacles. Tentacles. Sucking out an armpit belonging to an underage girl. Like, how sick in the head do you have to be to make crap like that? Really? Really? And then obviously there's lots of other crap and lots of other objectifying, sexualizing crap as well. So I blocked this stupid son of a witch. Putting my own anger aside, I basically have to show, of course, this official content guidelines. Now, this is the official content guidelines that is on PixAI's site. And basically, you can basically go there and read it for yourselves. But this is the official page. It's got to the point where this has just become really ridiculous. And this is PixAI's own rules that they wrote. Okay, now look at this, okay? Now, it comes with a classification of what's considered normal and what's considered sensitive, right? It says normal content, artwork, models and lawyers that adhere to the community guidelines and are suitable for all audiences. Sensitive content, artwork, models and lawyers that may contain mature, explicit or potentially offensive material. Sensitive content is subject to stricter moderation and visibility restrictions. Now, it's funny how, I saw previously a lot of images, right, that are actually sensitive have been marked as sensitive, right? The only way you know how is that it gets blurred out and it has an E symbol, E for explicit, even though they said sensitive. But yeah, but here's the thing, this mother trucker has not been hit with that at all ever since I've been patrolling this mother trucker. Obviously, now how the moderation process works is that they basically have an AI do it first, and then if you believe it's a mistake, you basically put an appeal forward so that a human basically reviews it. If the human believes that it was a mistake, they basically accept the appeal and they remove the sensitive warning. And if they think that it is sensitive, even in a time when it's not, and I did speak about my experience before, they reject the appeal and they leave the sensitive warning on the post, right? Now here they now have a breakdown of the definition of sensitive content. So it says content containing or similar to the following themes may be considered sensitive: nudity, violence and gore, sexual behavior, suggestive scenarios. And obviously there's a lot of suggestive scenarios, right? So it says here suggestive scenarios including but not limited to sexually suggestive poses, facial expressions or angles, depictions of sex toys, adult products or suggestive objects, close-ups of cleavage, buttocks or genital areas, excessive breast expansion, excessive exposure of breast/cleavage even with covered nipples, spread legs facing the viewer, exposure or emphasis on sexual body parts, genitals or surrounding areas, buttocks or breasts, wearing only bikinis/underwear under inappropriate settings, bodily fluids or suggestive interactions, and bondage, restraint, or any depictions intended to stimulate or satisfy sexual curiosity. And that is exactly what we have been seeing from Shingu. Next, it has prohibited sensitive content. The following types of sensitive content are strictly prohibited on PixAI. Realistic sensitive content. Sensitive content created using realistic models is not allowed. Prompts containing sensitive tags cannot be used with realistic models. And any realistic explicit images published on PixAI will be removed. Now, we move on to info on the minors. So this is sensitive content involving minors. Any content that sexually depicts or implies minors, regardless of whether they are fictional or real, and it says that in brackets right here, fictional or real. So all you retards out the back, yeah, playing the fiction card whenever you sexualize a minor or an underage character and try to age them up so you can do your dirty crap to them. This is what the rules say. Is strictly prohibited by law. See that? By law. Nigga, law. What's the definition of law? Look it up. Violations will result in account termination. Now here's the list that it has it right here. Clothing. All attire should be age appropriate and conservative. Avoid suggestive or overexposed clothing styles. What have we been seeing? Photorealism. Suggestive images that could be mistaken for real minors are strictly prohibited. Seen a lot of that. Poses. Poses should be natural, non-suggestive and age appropriate. Well, a lot of those images that Shingu have been doing involving those minors haven't matched up at all whatsoever. Interactions. Interactions between minors and adults or between minors should be appropriate and non-suggestive. Oh, you will be very surprised. You will be very surprised what this mother trucker has did. Because I'll tell you afterwards. I'll tell you all about it afterwards. Character age determination. We evaluate the content on a case-by-case basis based on both the specific image and its context. Our human moderators reserve the right to determine the category of a specific content at their discretion. Fictional characters who are minors should be depicted in an age-appropriate manner, just like any other entity in an image. Right there and then. But unfortunately, PixAI does not practice what they preach because they are corporate pigs and hypocrites. Terms and language use. Users are advised to exercise caution when using terms related to minors that may imply mature or suggestive themes, even if the resulting image does not depict a minor. Well, try telling that to Shingu, because he's down bad for the minors, nigga. Down bad for them kids. Down bad for them cupcakes. You know what I mean? Right. Publishing sensitive artwork. When publishing sensitive artwork, comics, albums, or animated images. Sensitive content indicator. If the AI moderator labels your content as sensitive, a sensitive sign will be displayed on thumbnails and DL pages. Yeah, that did not happen on Shingu's page. I don't know how he's trying to dodge the system. I don't know. Maybe he was put there as a plant. I don't know. Appeals. If you believe the AI moderator has made an error, use the appeal option on the artwork DL page to request a human review. Yeah, and of course I can't be bothered with this. Look, it says about appeals and reporting, and it says about account termination, visibility of content, of course, as we all know, we're not retards, okay? And then obviously we got the settings, questions about content moderation, and on other important notes. And this is obviously the rest of it. Right, so basically on March the 16th, I basically sift through the PixAI Discord server and I tried to find who the devs were. So basically I found some key people, I found some roles, and I only found 3 of the devs. So you got the 3 devs here, which are Eel, Fuka, and Primexcept. Again, hopefully I'm saying that name right. Then you got a role called PixAI Official, so these are the officials. So it's Aka, Kiroro, Red Dog, Yukina, Raichi-chan, or Laichi-chan if you're westernized, and then there was one other role called Monhea, I think. Monjea, how you say the name, which apparently, according to Google Translate, translates to "it's a problem." Oh yeah, this is definitely a problem. nigga. So then we got one called the user mod. So that's Forgia, no, I don't know if that's no live, no live free, some bullcrap like that. Tofu and Mayu. So we got them lot. And then of course lastly is the social media ambassadors. Patofi, Aki 1001, Apricot or Apricot if they're from America, Darker, Noxus, OPI or OP, however you read that name, T Taros, Moga, and Pika. Yeah, these mother truckers are basically the people in the server. So basically, I had to find out who the devs were. So, of course, like I said, I looked up the devs, tried to contact each one of them. I gave them each 24 hours to respond because it should take a professional 24 hours to respond to someone who is trying to get a hold of them. But of course, none of them responded in 24 hours, which obviously shows they are not professionals, they are amateur twits. Right, so now we basically move on to more of this bullcrap that I found. More middle schoolers, more underage girls being sexualized and fetishized. Now check this out. A dark-skinned Gyaru girl with blonde hair, age 16, and look, it says repeating a grade. Nigga. Okay, the fact that this nigga is saying repeating a grade, it doesn't basically save this whole argument of the fact that this is an underage girl. For Jack's sake, she is still underage. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, that don't mean crap here in the UK, unfortunately, and I really despise that, to be honest with you. But yeah, it does not change the fact that she is still a kid. Stands at the height of 175 centimeters with a slender build, weighing 58 kilograms. She wears a tight, short mesh camisole and an extremely short micro skirt that is part of her school uniform, revealing striped panties underneath. You utter pervert. Seated on a chair with her back turned to the viewer, she raises her right arm high, exposing her ticklish armpit, while a fat pig sniffs and licks it. Her face flushed with embarrassment and amusement as she bursts into loud, uncontrollable laughter. Her body slightly squirming from the situation, the scene takes place in a bright, open pasture under a clear blue sky. You can tell that this nigga is sick. When you start sexualizing an underage girl, especially if she's 16 years old, and especially if you have to add sex appeal, let alone giving her big boobs and making her skirt so short that you can see her panties, you can tell niggas like this have issues. Like, nigga, what are you thinking? Honestly. And trust me, there's a lot more to this crap too. Now, this is one that is completely disgusting. And obviously, and this is photorealistic as well. And honestly, I will warn you now, this is literally the pinnacle of pedophilia, this image. What in the Sam Hill am I looking at? What am I looking at? Okay? Now, I'll tell you what you're looking at, and you will be disgusted when you hear how old this girl is. Photo real, Japanese, DL'd face, DL'd eyes. A tall, slender, 14-year-old girl with sun-kissed skin and faint tan lines sits on a window-side sofa, legs spread wide, wearing a patterned dark grey sports bra and matching shorts. Her posture relaxed yet vulnerable. Look at it, vulnerable. As rain pours outside. Beside her, a short, obese, 27-year-old man with a mohawk, thick-rimmed glasses, small eyes, a bulbous nose, puffy cheeks, and short legs, leans in, inhaling the scent of her armpit with an obsessive gaze. The room is dimly lit by flickering twilight, raindrops streaking the glass behind them, fabric textures and sweat glistening on skin rendered in hyper-real detail. The atmosphere is tense, intimate, and unsettling, with every pore, hair strand, and droplet of rain captured with clinical precision. Don't bullcrap me and saying that this is part of some freaking storyline. There is no storyline here. There is no narrative. This is just your excuse for sexualizing and fetishizing underage girls, especially with fat ass men who are obsessed with sniffing and licking underage girl pits. What the frick is wrong with this nigger? Oh my gosh, this nigger is twisted. I swear, this nigger is twisted. I swear to you. How do mother truckers like this even exist? Oh yeah, take a look at this one. This is a 9-year-old, by the way. This is a 9-year-old, and you can clearly see, look at this. Right? She's in short, and I mean, look at this. I mean, shorts. I mean, the type of biker shorts that she's wearing. I mean, like, something like this should not be on a 9-year-old. You should not do this to a 9-year-old. And she's in a bra as well. Like, what the frick is this? And this is a public setting, right? She is 9 years old. And this is how you depict her. 9 years old. And her coochie is printing. And literally her ass crack is showing. And this nigga admitted it. A 9-year-old girl. Look at this. A 9-year-old girl with dark hair in tight twintails, tall and slender at 148 centimeters and 37 kilometers, stands in front of a train ticket machine at night. She wears a light blue bra and extremely tight black rubber shorts that cling to her thin frame, revealing the subtle outline of her body. Her right armpit is glistening with sweat, with faint pubes visible under the dim station lighting. Her right arm actively taps the touchscreen, left hand clutching a small wallet. Shot from a low-angle rear view, extreme close-up on her lower back, hips and thighs, emphasizing the glossy texture of the rubber shorts and the delicate curve of her spine. Style, detail, lolly. Smooth skin, lolly. Pie, lolly. Ultra detailed skin, hyper-realistic sweat, cinematic depth of field, neon lit station, soft glow from the ticket machine screen, high resolution textures, 32K UHD, flawless anatomy, intimate and vulnerable atmosphere. Nigga, don't try to act as if this is something narrative. There is no narrative here. You are sexualizing a 9-year-old. This is a 9-year-old, a little kid in her single digits, you sick bastard. You sicko. You should be ashamed of yourself. And did it again. Elementary school, 3rd grade. What year? What age is 3rd grade? 7 and 8. This is a 7-year-old. Look at this. This is a 7-year-old, 8-year-old. With boobies. And in the attire that she's not even old enough to wear. And there's emphasis on her coochie. Emphasis on her coochie. Who does this to a little girl? Who does this? Oh my gosh, you sicko. You are sick. And what's worse is that this nigga is using freaking lollylauras. Lollylauras. Unbelievable. This nigga is weird. Like, this nigga is weird. I swear, it whizzes me off. Look at this one, right? It says Mio-chan. The name mentioned is Mio-chan. Now, I'm not really sure if it's the mascot, Mio, PixAI's mascot, but given that she's 17, and obviously her age is not mentioned here, that's going to be a problem if it's her. You know what I mean? Now, check this out. That this image, right? Now, check this image out, and then look at the prompt, right? This is an elementary school 5th grade girl. 5th grade, year 5, right? 9, that's a 9-year-old and 10-year-old. Why is her boob, her bare boob, sticking out? And you dare do this to a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old? You sicko. Now look at this one. Now this image, for those who don't know, this is a mainstream character. So basically this is Now/April, aka Cure March/Glitter Spring from Smile Precure, also known as Glitter Force in the English dub. Now, as you may know, Pretty Cure, right? This is a magical girl anime franchise. And as we all know, all of the members of the Pretty Cure teams are under 18, Well, as far as I know, because I've only watched Pretty Cure, the OG Pretty Cure, and Glitter Force. Those are the only ones that I've seen. And obviously the members are under 18. All right. So based on what I looked up online, all of the members of the Glitter Force, as in the Smile Precure Glitter Force, are aged between 12 and 14. Well, or around 13 and 14, depending on how they age them in the English version. But either way, they are all under 18, right? So, April, I'm going to use the English name because, of course, I'm from the West in this case. April is 14 years old. And look at what this person has done to her. He has sexualized an underage character, putting big boobs on her, and applying all these fetishes and fetishizing her too. Look, one girl, countryside bus stop, sitting on bench, school bag placed, competitive swimsuit, tickle machine, right hand raised high, right armpit tickling. Now, yeah, which is of course, like I said, is her Japanese name, but we all know her in the West as April. Green eyes, green hair, short ponytail, hair ribbon, yellow ribbon, huge breasts. Serafuku. Like, why are you putting giant boobs on a 14-year-old girl? She's a kid, you sicko. And it's bad enough that he actually used the actual Laura. Now Midorikawa, which is April's Japanese name. It's just ridiculous at this point. He even fetishized Shizuka from Doraemon, who happens to be 10 years old, by the way. So basically, yeah, whilst I was basically going through crap to basically get out of my recommendations, I basically came across some posts that were actually tagged as sensitive. So we have basically a post called New Test on Tifa by Hyper Carol. So Hyper Carol basically specializes in giant tests, from what I found out. Giant tests and breast expansion, arse expansion, all that bullcrap. This is Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy. She's basically one of the most sexualized female video game characters known to mankind. And they just literally sexualize the crap out of her at any chance they get. Even if it means, like, all of this fetish crap. So here you got her as a giant S, and she has massive boobs and basically some big ass cleavage cutout. So she's in her usual attire, her shorts and her crop top and her suspenders and her gloves and crap. But she's been sexualized and fetishized. She's been fetishized as a giantess, and of course she has big boobs. Now, do I have anything on this particular character? No, I do not, because she's legally an adult. But this was just basically an example of actual posts that were actually tag sensitive, and this is a character who is an adult, right? But as we all know, PixAI are literal hypocrites. And obviously you can tell that they're hypocrites because they said that all clothing must be age appropriate and conservative. But however, interestingly enough, like I stated before, it was confirmed that Mio, PixAI's mascot, is 17 years old, which technically and legally makes her a minor. Now, if you look at the cover image for Subaki.2, now recently, I will add also that recently, there were many people who had cover images of their Lauras basically removed and replaced with a safe image of Mio due to its sensitivities. It was basically some new policy that they basically put in, some new rule that they put in. So, for example, all these sexual and fetishistic, pornographic Lauras with all those dirty cover images showing examples of how they're used, yeah, those cover images are now gone and replaced. However, because this is a model made by the devs themselves, right? Obviously, there's going to be some hypocrisy here. So they're one of their newest models called Subaki.2 or Subaki 2, whatever the heck it is, whatever, Subaki, right? So you got Subaki 2, right? And now this is a literal image of Mio, and she's wearing a bikini. But if you look at the type of the bikini that she's wearing, look at here, heavy cleavage, and she's underage. She's 17, right? And these niggas said age appropriate. If they think that it's appropriate for a 17-year-old to wear something like this and also justify pedophilic actions, let alone some crazy ass nigga dressing up a 9-year-old like this with coochie prints and ass cracks. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, I don't even know who to basically trust, who is the good guy and the bad guy here anymore, because obviously this crap is just jacked up, completely jacked up. And that's how disgusting these niggas really are. Right? They're sick in the head, absolutely sick in the head. So this is the update I have to give. So basically, I reported that bath turd after those dumbass devs obviously didn't even bother to give a crap to actually hear what I wanted to say and report this son of a witch. So that's why I had to basically go ahead and report him myself. So I don't know if they've done anything yet or if they'll do anything, but basically we'll just have to see what happens. So yeah, thank you for watching. Honestly, I do apologize that a lot of this crap is jacked up that I have to expose, but of course somebody has to expose these niggas. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. My name is Bad Move, and this has been Sexposé.